Hi everybody, welcome again to another episode of Fish Keep in Jamaica. Welcome to my channel. Okay, so today I am sharing with you how I built my outdoor pond underneath my palm tree. I'm showing the steps that I took, right? Okay, so first thing I did was to actually excavate the area, right? Meaning I dig the hole with the pickaxe. I take the shovel and take out the dirt. Now, why I did not do this physically is because I built this pond roughly about 2 years before I actually came on YouTube, right? So I don't have the video to share with you what I did. But what I did was to excavate the area. Now, after excavating the area, now I am not an artist, so I'm trying my best as possible, the best as possible way, so as to share with you all this, right? So I excavated the area, took out the grass, dirt, and all that, right? It's about 40 gallons, 40, 50 gallons thereabout. I'm not 100% sure because it is done slant, right? Okay, now after I've done that, what I did was to get a piece of plastic, should I say, a plastic about half a millimeter plastic, right? Thick plastic, and I actually placed the plastic into the a very thick piece of plastic was actually placed in the hole. Right, that's before I put the steel, before I put the cement, before I put anything other than excavated. So the hole is down and a thick piece of plastic is placed in the hole. I should explain the reason why I did that. Now after I did that, I actually made a cage wherein which I actually framed, got steel, I think it was half inch steel, right? And I actually placed the cage, I made a cage within the space, right? Cutting across each other, coming up the side, right? So at the sides, so it looks, the steel cage looks something like this, right? On both sides, right? So this will be the steel coming across, and it's on top of the plastic, right? So after I've actually done that, what I did was to cut some board. So steels are here, placed upward. It is platted, as you can see in the diagram that you're actually looking at right now. Right now, steel is actually platted, going diagonal, going across, like it's platting, forming what I call it now, like a little basket, steel basket. Within the space, right? Cutting across each other, coming up the side, right? So at the sides, so it looks, the steel cage looks something like this, right? On both sides, right? What I did was to get get a half sheet of half-inch ply, foam ply, and I created a box, and I made the box, and I placed the box about probably about 2 inches away from the steel, well, away from the edge of the hole, right? I actually placed the frame inside of the hole, right? After placing the frame inside the hole, so the steels were here, where the steels are here, right? So this represents the steel, the top of the steel, after they have been bent and curved and come up by the side, right? And the steel is at the bottom, right? And it runs across also. It's in a whole like dimension like this, right? With the steel, the plastic, the steel, and then the board. Then I actually placed cement, mixed cement with gravel box, and I placed the box probably about 2 inches away from the steel, well, away from the edge of the hole, right? The steel is probably about here, and the box was probably about here, right? And then what I did next was to actually allow the box to be about roughly about an inch and a half away from the steel at the base, right? So the box itself inside, what it did was to help to create this smoothness that exists at the side, right? I actually lift out the box from the middle, leaving the concrete itself looking something like this. So this from ever since I've been using it, I haven't gotten any issues. In addition to all that, I actually placed a 2.5 inch pipe at the side so as to release water so that the water will actually go in the garden. I learned a concept from a bunch of Colombians that actually came and did a building project here in Jamaica. What they did prior to laying down the steel at the foundation of the pond, what I did, I placed about what I call it a half should I say about a 1 milliliter thick thick plastic at the base. After I've finished dug the hole, I placed some a sheet of plastic. After I've actually dug the hole, I placed plastic, yeah, about a half milliliter thick plastic at the base, and then I placed the steel on top of the plastic, and then but in casting this entire thing, the cement actually covered the hole. So I just forgot about that. So anytime I'm changing water out of this one, I have to actually do the hard way, which is to actually use either the submersible pump to pump the water out, or actually use bucket, right? This is not an ideal, especially for large ponds. Now, on the question side, persons might ask, why is it that I did not use block and cement, right? Or drawing it wrong, right? Block and cement to actually build the pond, right? The reason why I did not use block and cement to build the pond is because when you actually cast the pond like this, right, where you have the board and the steel and the plastic and all, you find that you get less leakage from a system like this than the one that is built with block, right? When I say leakage, I mean leakage, seepage, right? Next thing, why is it that I place the plastic, the thick plastic at the base of the pond? Okay, so when I mix the stuff, that's the cement, right? And the cement is thrown on top of the steel and at the sides of the frame that is in the middle. What you have the cement is rich, right? And normally what will happen is that the rich cement will actually seep down into the soil. There's two-dimensional reason why I did it. One is my wife's garden pot, and I don't want the cement to actually go down and to damage the roots of her plants there, right? Two, whenever the cement is going down and it meets on the plastic, right, the rich stuff is prevented from, when I say rich stuff, I mean the rich cement is prevented from going down into the soil. So practically the base of the pond itself it has a solid structure. So what you find that the pond will more than likely be less likely to leak or be penetrated by roots that is coming from the tall palm tree, as you might have seen at the beginning of this video, right? So this pond was built in, I think it's 2015, right? And ever since, I've used it to keep Oscar, Jack Dempsey, Jaguar cichlid, koi and goldfish, live bearers, and now I'm using it to actually keep tilapia. Now at the side, yeah, I'm at school, so I'm trying to do it the school way, right? Now, along with the pond, I wanted a little, a little scape, a little rock scape at the top with water flowing down. Also place a hose that actually came from in the middle of the pond, and it's supposed to release the water somewhere up here, right? And as soon as I actually placed in my, I call it power head, right, the water in it actually ran down here and it ran back in. But what I realized is that the water was actually running all over the place, and the pond was actually you know, being drained of water. So I actually abandoned that idea and just placed the submersible pump inside, created this thing, and ever since it's always there. It looks green now, but it's for a reason, because the tilapia like green water and it helps them to grow very quickly, right? So I do not worry myself about the whole idea of changing water that regularly. Anyway, that's not the purpose. So the cement, the sand, and the stone was actually used to create this pond. And after creating the pond, I went by the river and I got some stones, and I actually made this section. It was supposed to be a garden pond, right? And it was supposed to be with koi and goldfish, but I realized that it was too small, so I took them out and I placed them elsewhere, right? Right? So that's how I went about actually building my pond, guys. Um, Thank you very much for stopping by. You are wonderful. I hope that this video was boring. It actually just explains the technicality as to how I went about building my garden pond. Peace out. Catch you next time. Bye bye.